I finally get to talk about who Stacy's partner is. I finally get to talk about who Stacy's partner is. Do I dare say anything? I finally get to talk about who Stacy's partner is. Maybe. Today. Maybe. On JTH Reacts to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Maybe. Yeah, so when you keep getting the old Tennessee Shim Sham pulled on you, you might as well have some fun with it when they're finally going to reveal it. So I'm trying to think back how long it's actually been since I've actually been aware of this. I guess it's been close to nearly 2 months since I first found out. Got a little inside scoop of who this was going to be, and I've said for the longest time, I probably still have to see it to believe it, but based on everything that has transpired, and now that that team's going to be playing late to the party, I saw some people start to figure it out. That it's going to be none other than Tim the Tank Franco, a player that we have not seen in damn near 2 years. In fact, it's probably been 2 years now that I think about it. This has been a very long time coming, a return that I have been wanting to see for a long time. A little backstory from this. Eons ago, back before the Free For All 2 happened, that's 2, not Free For All 3, but 2, I picked and predicted that the winner of Free For All 2 was going to be Tim Franco. Obviously, Tim Franco did not show up. Obviously, Tim Franco has not shown up since until this particular video. The only thing that, this is just a nitpick, this is just my personal opinion. I think it would have been fun if Tim had made one return before they did this, because in my opinion, if he had come back, I think it would have made it more surprising. The fact that it's late to the party, that they're playing late to the party, some people, as I said, started to figure out that this could potentially be Tim, and those people ended up being correct. Me personally, if he had come back in Free For All and had been, a good guy, made the triumphant return, would have been cheered, I don't think people may have saw this coming as much. I guess people may have considered it, but I think it would have been more surprising. But here we are. We're going to get Tim Franco coming back. I'm curious to see how they're going to reveal this. But ultimately, much looking forward, as I said, to see how they're going to do this and to see how they play, because Stacy has kind of been in a bit of a slump. She's not had the best luck recently, so Tim is obviously a player that would be able to help her if she has another performance like that. And I think it's just in a team match, I think you might be able to play a little bit looser, especially if you have who is a good player that might be able to bail you out a couple times. So I'll be curious to see how she plays as well as Tim plays, and also late to the party, because they obviously have been coming back for the free-for-alls, but unfortunately they've never been able to stick around in the free-for-alls long enough to really get any rhythm in playing. So within the last 2 years, they have answered a combined 10 questions apiece. So I hope that, that it hasn't got them down or hasn't really affected their gameplay. So we're going to find out exactly where everybody stands, because this is going to be a make or break game for everybody. So without further ado, let's get into this in 3, 2, and 1.
I always liked you, Nebula. But
oh, hello, Nebula.
You got so much to do. Such a good character arc. I love a character that just really, starts in one place and evolves and grows into something.
All those spoilers!
Hello?
You just spoiled Endgame. And I was just about to see it for the 8th time.
What's up? Did you find a discount on a new place for us to order lunch from?
No, I wanted to talk to you actually about our conversation that we had before. It really inspired me to take a more active approach to my commissionership.
Oh, great. I mean, you've been showing up, so that's a great...
Her reaction?
Yeah, absolutely.
Whatever.
Also, they took away my phone, but that's another story. No, I wanted to talk to you actually about what I think I'm going to do with Chance. Because he's really been talking about how he wants to do more, singles matches.
Yes, everybody in corruption is very good at talking.
Yeah, and he's ranked number 19 in singles. So I was going over the list and thinking like, all right, well, who's got a similar ranking to him? Who has a similar record?
That's what I do for Teams and Intergeekdom. I look at who we have that's active on our roster, where they're ranked, and kind of match people up that way. So yeah, great, good job.
So here's the thing, though. He's ranked number 19, and I was thinking he should play number 18, and that just so happens to be you.
Okay. I mean, I'm not really playing right now. I'm kind of focusing on my other stuff. I guess I never officially said I was retired.
You definitely did not retire, because I'm focused just on the singles, and when I'm looking at all the players in singles, I think of them as either retired or not retired. Those are really the only two headings I've got. And
what about kind of retired?
Not retired column. So
I guess I'm playing Chance.
Yeah, you are. You know what we call that? Commissioning. All right, I'll see you at the top.
And Nebula gets the last word. Nebula said, "You screwed, Emma." Shh. I do not bow to any sponsor. Hello, Mark. Hello, Christian. The gang's all here. And they look at me and go, whatever.
I got this for basketball, track and field, baseball, football, and of course, cross country. It looks good.
No badminton? Shame on you. That's a great sport.
We can't anymore. Ask me any questions you have.
No, thank you. This is all about this team match.
Nice shirt, Christian. Glad to see you dressed for the occasion.
I've been wondering and wondering and wondering, what does corruption have up their sleeves? Grace and Ken, they've been teasing it.
I wonder. I wonder. I wonder.
She left Jay Washington and Janine in the first place is going to be revealed today.
I love what we
have
in front of us, not just from all the mysterious standpoint that corruption is known for, but the fact that we get to watch Late to the Party play. I mean, they are so much fun to watch. They come out, they have great introductions, they know a whole lot about movies, and they started out as mere fans from Arizona, slinging IPAs, answering questions right to their television set, and look at them now. They're here in Hollywood.
That's right. Well,
Jonathan Peter Depp.
Absolutely.
More accurately so, they're over the hill from Hollywood.
And they've become darlings, because remember, you've got people like Chance Ellison and Paul Oyama and the people who have been fans, Kevin Smets, who've been fans and then come over to the league. People tend to forget that Late to the Party were the first. They were the first ones to do it and come on over to be fans of the show, and they have become beloved by the audience. You go to the free-for-all, and they're taking pictures with the fans.
They're signing autographs.
People love them.
They're like rock stars.
So it was interesting when Grace had
They
walked
wanna
up to the
rock.
commissioner of teams and intergeeked them, and Emma had the sheet of the roster and said, okay, here are the teams that you can pick from. Who do you want? And Grace says, we want Late to the Party. And
I'm gonna play Wayne and Garth.
Late to the Party match.
Bring them to me.
Fury, and Late to the Party, you don't sleep on. Remember what they did in the first round of the team tournament 2 seasons ago?
Oh yes, I remember that.
Took critically acclaimed.
I remember how I opened to that intro.
That was their only
Damn you, Christian! Something like that.
No, Christian, Late to the Party, they give performances that remind me of when I was in high school. Playing football, fading back to pass, looking down the field at who I was going to throw to. And I said, you know what? I think I'm going all the way. So I picked it up, I scrambled around, I ran 90 yards for a touchdown, and then I woke up.
It's going to go on the whole match, just this bit.
Oh, I can do it if you want.
That was a great story, Mark.
Interviews to hear from all of our competitors. Here we go.
Maybe.
What partner have I had? I have a new family. I found a place. Now, the dream, obviously, is that you guys become champions. You get the belts. Then me and my new partner, then we get the belts. Okay? And keep it all in the family.
I just gotta know, who is it? Oh.
I mean, we're still obviously
he just got told
right now about who your partner is going to
it's
be.
I would love to know who Stacy's new partner is going to be. If you're going to tell me who it is.
It's Tim.
Oh, no. No. But we would like a match. Let's go with these guys. Late to the party? Yeah, late to the party.
You know what? I think people should be shaking in their boots for the new person that's coming in to.
Mike, you just hide it in the background.
Because me and that person, we're gonna do some crazy stuff together. Okay, get ready.
I gotta hand it to Corruption that you know, they like to keep you guessing.
There are tons of fans that got so invested in the Schmoedown, they began to react to the videos. I was really impressed by Late to the Party.
It's exciting though, it's fun. Like, we get to be a part of something again. It's been a while.
Hello there, I'm Wayne.
And I'm Garth.
And we are here to party. And yeah, we happen to be a little late. It's been quite some time since you've seen us in the Schmoedown.
Yeah, but we're back and we're ready to roll.
So looks like I'm gonna play not invited to the party or whoever these little pranksters are today.
And finally, it seems, Grace, that Emma was listening.
Yeah, it's about time she did something right.
We are here to take on whoever they give us, but we know that it's Stacy, and we don't know who Stacy has chosen. We have been following it from our basement in Aurora, Illinois. First off, it could be our good pal Benjamin.
Or maybe Bobby.
Or maybe that devilishly handsome Ken Knapsack.
Wing. Your little skits are great.
Oh, well.
I love Wayne and Garth too, man. I bet you probably think I'm Noah from Noah's Arcade. Remember that reference, Mike? Remember when we were 40?
It's like people wear black to be cool, and that's just sad.
Garth, that was a haiku. Excellent. All right.
I loved your little YouTube channel. I'd give it a thumbs up and a like and subscribe. But this is the big leagues. No one's here to like you, and ain't no one subscribing to your little brand of flash in the pan cute.
Dislike.
We want to bring the party to them. We can't sit by while the fans are ignored. The fans need to rise up and join the Schmoedown. I'm getting myself hyped up here.
We're not faces. We're not heels. We're late to the party.
Game on.
Game on.
We
Rock on.
sat down with Stacy and said, this is your moment. And Mike, I think you would agree we found a perfect partner.
You could say that.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Oh, I do the Chris Clark.
So there I am. I have 2 free throws.
So
That never gets old.
We didn't get all the competitors, but we got some of the competitors for sure. We got Stacy and Corruption, and I didn't think they were going to let us know right away, but hopefully we find out soon enough. Now, when it comes to a tale of the tape, we know that Late to the Party, their strengths are whether it's Disney movies, comic book movies, dressing up and putting on a big entrance. We know
they're going to put on a show, and they do love them some Mouse.
Crimson Fury, I mean, tail of the tape, I really don't know. Strings, I guess you could say musicals and rom-coms and perhaps 80s movies if you look at some of the stuff that Stacey
Great
really good
guesses.
Guessing, but I don't know.
And Shim Shamming.
I can't tell you what the strength is of the partner, so that's about it. We just know that Corruption, once again, probably has something up their sleeve.
I'll say Scorsese movies. Sure. I'll say the partner loves Scorsese, big Scorsese hunk.
All right,
I'll say Spinner's Choice. That's a good choice.
Why don't we get going?
It's like I'm at the starting line when I was running track and field as a junior.
Well, ladies and
Fault.
gentlemen, it's time for the
Movie Trivia Schmoedown.
Good Brody crowd here today.
I'll drink to that.
Introducing first, representing all of Arizona,
And me.
with a record of 1 win, 2 defeats. Give it up for Robert and Vanessa, late to the party.
Oh, there's Tim. That's the Shim Sham. There's another Tennessee Shim Sham.
They're doing close-ups just like Wayne and Garth.
It's really good.
Oh, God, you talk about an entrance. They're sharing the love of their fellow reactors. What just nice giving people.
They just put smiles on your faces. You want to see it, and now they are going to be here to put up a fight. They're not here to lay down. They're here to fight and to kick butt and embarrass whoever Stacey's new partner will be, I'm sure. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, and their opponents, led to the ring by their managers, Ken Knapsack and Grace Hancock, and the coach, Chance Ellison. Give it up for Stacey Howard, Crimson.
Like, with his own weights.
There's Stacey Howard coming out. There's Ken. And then you see Grace Hancock, you see Chance Ellison.
Yeah.
So
I got you guys a gun rack.
So we have Stacey and look at Stacey is there with Grace and Ken sitting next to Robert and Vanessa. All right, and now Ken,
they're eggs sitting. So,
okay. Stacey, we unless you're doing a handicap match.
No handicap match. You know, guys, I've been looking for a quality partner for a really long time. Someone who is a championship level. Someone who's a real beast of a competitor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are waiting for Stacey Howard. I know the music.
The music sounds very familiar.
Well, it can't be them because they're not selling it like it's actually him.
There's Ken. Well, they're flanking him. They're flanking him. They're flanking him. They're flanking
Now it's a party.
Turning it around. Interesting. Here we go. We're going to get the reveal. Who do we have? Who do we have? Ladies and gentlemen,
this person?
No!
Robert, you mean you didn't notice the hair? You just saw him. They tried his friends. Now that's how you were supposed to act when you heard Bibiani's music.
Tim Franco is the mystery man. Shock. They are yelling. They are screaming. They have fallen silent. Some combination of the three as Tim Franco does appear to be Stacey Howard's fellow competitor.
We haven't
Maybe.
seen him in the tank since season number 4 when he TKO'd Matt Atchity. He has been out of commission, and here he is going up against his friends, I
Look
guess.
at the stare
late
down
to the
right
party.
here.
Look
Wow.
at this.
Hey, it's like a late to the party reaction video.
Unbelievable.
Live from the Collider Studios in Burbank, California.
It's been a while since you've been in the Schmoedown, so if you get a little nervous,
If you're gonna spew in the dish.
hello Judas.
Oh,
No, instead
Judas.
of making jokes, you might want to be more concerned about making sure this match isn't a repeat of the Wolves of Steel.
Oh, burn. The Wolves of Steel.
Going.
All right, look at that.
Yeah, I remember that match.
Wow. I am shocked.
Now-
and
Trolls
ready. Now
spoiled
it's
that
party.
match for me.
All right, here we go between
I remember that very, very much so.
This match needs to have some rules.
Yes, what are they?
This match has to have regulations and guidelines. Zaniness is happening in the
Quick,
studio.
call Mills Lane. He'll tell you the rules.
8 questions going to be asked to the field.
No shots below the belt. No rapid punches. Expect a tough, clean fight. Bay by commands at all time.
Each question's worth 1 point.
Get down! Ding, ding, ding!
In round number 1, we'll ask a question to the field. You have about 15 seconds to write down your best attempt at an answer on the whiteboard in front of you. When we ask you by your individual name to give your answer, please show what you wrote down to your camera at the same time you verbalize your answer into the microphone. Each team has 3 usages of the JTE rule.
Not the JTH rule. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Robert and Vanessa, get the job done. Whatever it takes.
The team collectively has 1 challenge to be issued at any point throughout the duration of the match.
All right, with that, we start with
And get a brand new marker. Let's hope it works.
Party on, Mark.
And with that, we ask Crimson Fury, are you ready?
We ready.
Then let's get ready to Schmoedown!
Yay!
Question 1, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, in the realm of action-adventure, Paula Patton and Michael Nyquist co-starred in which Mission Impossible film?
Need the title here. Can't just accept the number of the film. Write out that title. Sometimes we'll take just the number. That day is not today.
5, 4, 3.
Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
Stacy?
Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol?
Correct. Robert?
Ghost Protocol.
Yes. Tim?
Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
And Vanessa?
Uh-oh.
Ghost Protocol.
There we go. Tie game.
It says dry erase marker, but it's not erasing very well. There we go.
Tim did jump in there. That's going to even light up lights of the party a little bit more.
It's not erasing very, very good.
Next one.
Next question comes
Lord.
from the world of romantic comedies. And your
Dry erase my foot.
Of the 2 lead actresses in the 2003 rom-com film Under the Tuscan Sun, directed by Audrey Wells. My mom loved this movie. Like, great.
Yeah.
This is her Avengers
My
Endgame.
mom or you?
I was a big fan as well.
No clue.
4.
Gives me more time to erase my freaking board.
Robert.
Diane Lane?
Yes.
Diane Lane.
Interesting.
Vanessa?
Diane Lane.
And Stacy?
Diane Lane.
4-4.
Also would have accepted Sandra Oh.
Sandra O. Okay. All right, this match is also this next category.
Martha.
Dramas.
I like what you did there.
Dramas. What 2010 coming-of-age biopic stars Kristen Stewart and Dakota Fanning as 70s rockers? Joan Jett and Sherry Curry.
Speaking of 70s rock, name the song in Wayne's World that you're not allowed to play at the guitar shop.
There we go.
There we go. Okay, don't get mad at me.
I wasn't mad. I was smiling.
You seemed a little angry.
You just shut up now.
Repeat the question.
3. Oh, there we go. What 2010 coming-of-age biopic stars Kristen Stewart and Dakota Fanning?
Coming of age and biopic. 2 things I'm not very good at.
You want to get dirty? Name me another Led Zeppelin song.
I need you to just be quiet.
Accepted rock and roll. Shh. Battle of Evermore.
5, 4,
I don't know.
3, 2, 1. Pens down, please. Tim.
The Runaways?
Yes. Vanessa.
I put the...
Nope. Stacy.
The Runaways.
Yes. And Robert.
Gem and the Holograms.
Oh, wow.
Oh!
I like that guess. I like that guess.
Right now.
I liked the cartoon.
Fury.
Definitely not the movie.
As we get to our next question.
And that is in the world of family films. Family films.
Okay.
The question, who plays Calvin, the 14-year-old orphan turned NBA star in the film Like Mike? Mike, obviously referring to Lakers superstar Michael Cooper.
That's incorrect.
Is it?
It's Michael Anthony.
The bass player from
No, Michael Bennett.
Don't touch me. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Lil Bow Wow.
1. Vanessa.
Don't have it.
No. Stacy.
Lil Bow Wow?
Yes. Robert.
Lil Bow Wow, a.k.a. Bow Wow?
Yes.
I went way the wrong way. I said Jonathan Lipnicki.
No, only Stacy. Stacy Howard is perfect still. Stacy Howard is perfect. And we get to our next question here, which is number 5. That is fantasy sci-fi. Fantasy sci-fi. What is the subtitle of the 3rd How to Train Your Dragon film? Which is a fantasy.
You know who does the voice of the dragon? Jonathan Lipnicki.
Now that's a lie. Call Maury Povich. Lie detector test determined that was a lie.
90 pounds.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat your question.
All right.
Oh.
I'll repeat my question.
Why did I start this league?
What is the subtle? That's what I ask myself in the mirror every day. What is the subtle?
Subtitle.
What is the subtitle?
Thank you.
Of the third
There you go,
How to
Christian.
Train Your Dragon film. Reminder that is the second one from
I didn't even realize that.
Crimson Fury.
Already down 1 repeat.
Already used 2.
Step your game up.
5, 4, 3, 2.
The Hidden World. Very good film.
World of Dragons.
Oh.
Correct, Robert.
Hidden Kingdom?
Oh.
The Hidden World?
That's
There you go.
Vanessa?
No.
No.
Nice.
Okay,
Oh.
So Crimson Fury still gets it.
I'm surprised Robert and Vanessa both missed that.
Crimson Fury sees himself with a 3-point lead. Corruption.
Pretty recent movie, and I know they saw it.
In round number 1, 3 questions left. Your next one is in the world of comedies. Who plays the lead, Maya Vargas, in the 2018 comedy Second Act?
I actually watched that recently.
I was thinking Sister Act, the Whoopi Goldberg legendary film.
You don't give a crap about my opinions anymore, huh? All right, fine.
Well, I don't want to talk too much about this movie because
5,
we just asked a trivia question about it.
4, 3.
Let's go with Mila Kunis.
1, pens down, please. And Robert.
Jennifer Lopez?
Yes.
Oh.
Tim.
I missed it.
No. And Vanessa.
Jennifer Lopez.
Yes. Stacy.
J-Lo, baby.
There you go. 9-7. But the tank missed one there. The tank missed one, and now it's a 2-point lead by Crimson Fury. And we get Stacy having a phenomenal game
Man.
thus far. And here's our
For a dry erase marker, this is not very good dry erasing.
/ thriller.
Oh, lovely.
The Lament configuration box is featured throughout which horror series?
All right, now the cat's out of the bag.
Oh, shoot.
Jennifer Lopez Second Act, as good as Made Manhattan?
Better.
It's that thing that Whitney had. Oh, shoot.
Never seen it. 5,
For his entrance.
4.
I don't remember what that was called.
2,
What's the name of that movie?
1, pens down. Tim.
Hellraiser.
Yes,
Damn it.
Vanessa.
That's right.
Stacy.
Total guess. Hellraiser.
You got it. And
Hellraiser.
everybody got it. Still 2
I knew what it was. It was the thing Whitney did with his entrance for the movie Geek. And I could not remember what the movie was called.
Hey, everybody loves your movies. Your last question.
Darn
in
it.
the world of animated movies drawn by hand or on a computer.
Thanks,
And your
Mark.
Question. In the Peanuts movie, which character fantasizes that he is a fighter pilot with a girlfriend named Fifi?
Ken Knapsack.
I was going to say. Feels like one of Ken's crazy make-em-ups in his room.
That's what he's doing right now.
Fighter pilot. That's a giveaway.
Fucking on Ken.
The one who always wanted to be a fighter pilot.
3, 2.
The Red Baron himself. It was Snoopy.
Flyby. And Vanessa.
Snoopy.
Yes.
Boom.
Stacy.
Charlie.
No.
Oh,
And
no.
Robert.
The Red Baron himself.
Yes.
Snoopy.
There you go.
Minus.
No.
Oh! Oh, no!
And it is tied up. So where they saw themselves with that 3-point lead is now a tie game. 11-11.
Come on, late to the party. Whatever it
Late to
takes.
the party.
As we get
There's 3 rounds. We're good.
to the second round, Mark. How's that go?
This is the wheel round, Christian. The wheel of fate, doom, and justice.
Wheel of death, gotta pray to the wheel. It all let there be no debate. Oh, the Lexington St. John has a belt he must reclaim. Wheel of death, gotta pray to the wheel. Opponent's choice is there to screw. They know what I say is true. Wheel of death, gotta pray to the wheel. Gotta pray to the wheel. Wheel of death. I love Pokemon parodies.
Today's match was sponsored by one of our movie trivia Schmoedown patrons. The sponsored wheel slice for today's match is Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise.
A very rich man.
That wedge is spun. We will say the name of that patron.
My dry erase board is ruined by that frickin' dry erase marker. I'm gonna try something. Don't try this at home, kids.
And also, right now, the JTE rules, Crimson Fury, they have one left. Late to the Party has all 3 of their JTE rules.
Burning through 2 in round number 1.
Yeah, and both teams have not used their challenge rule yet. So, all right, with that, Crimson Fury, because they have
There we go. That's better.
in Stacey Howard.
Hopefully it will not be sticky from now on,
choose
but
whether or not you want to go first or second.
need a clean board.
We're going to go first.
All right, Tim. I know you haven't been at this for a while. Spin by the wheel, not the pegs.
And Franco going to go up.
By the wheel, not the pegs.
Flex a muscle here. Crimson Fury.
That's curious. Why were they the favorites when they've never played? Maybe they knew who his partner was?
Crimson Peak, not so much.
Maybe.
And family films.
Family films.
Family films.
I would certainly take it. It's about the best thing I would know on there.
How does Tim feel? How does Tim feel about it? Tim feels iffy also.
Charlie Brown was
They
it?
want to spin again. They're going to spin again.
This is the thing about teams, new teams, Christian, is you're still feeling each other's strengths out.
Yeah, that's right.
Late to the party, they know how complementary
Great point, Mark.
their knowledge is.
No, it's a great point.
And
Look at this. This might be big, though.
Spinner's choice. Got it.
Oh, that's a strength.
Big spin by the tank.
The mulligan pays off for Crimson Fury.
What are they going to take here, Mark?
They're going to confer, and if you think about strengths when it comes to
choice.
And you've chosen what?
Bond.
Bond.
Oh.
Match.
You want to change?
I want a Bond match.
Why don't you take this match first?
Okay. Fair enough.
James Bond. James Bond.
Movies.
Pulling a Mike Kalinowski here. James. All right. So
the famous spy who has syphilis.
Ow.
James Bond.
All right, here we go, everybody. So, for James Bond, you get 6 questions in James Bond. Here we go. Starting out with the first one. Who sang the title song for the James Bond film Thunderball?
Oh.
Tom Jones.
Correct for 2 points.
Not unusual.
Once you start getting to the who sang,
Here's number 2.
I'm done.
Here's your second one. Which villain responded to Bond with, "No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die," after James was
Goldfinger.
asked if he was expected to talk?
Auric Goldfinger.
Correct. That is correct.
Great last name.
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to sing. Lock your door. Watch out for 007.
The assassin hired to kill James Bond in The Man with the Golden Gun.
Christopher Lee.
2 more points.
Ooh. Count Dooku in a Jimmy Bond movie.
All right, here's your next question. You'll have 20 seconds for this one. How many James Bond movies have won the Oscar for Best Original Song?
2.
20 seconds.
The 2 most recent
I
ones.
like that question a lot. It's good.
The 2 most recent ones. 2.
I'm going to say 2.
You're going to be right.
Correct.
Wow. Look at it.
The Writings on the Wall and Skyfall.
Yes, sir.
You got him right.
Yeah.
The Writings on the Wall does not deserve it.
Nominated for Best Original
Well,
Here we go.
can't complain. It got you 2
Question
points.
5.
Yeah, I'm doing great, guys.
Question 5. Question 5. In The World Is Not Enough, Bond seeks out Valentin Zukovsky, a former Russian mafia boss and casino owner, for information. What British character actor and Harry Potter vet played Valentin?
Haggard himself, Robbie Coltrane.
That's correct.
They are just running ramshackle through this category. Stacey
I think they like Bond.
A team, and Tim Franco knows him some Bond.
Well, this is it. We're going to see what happens here. In the 2002 film, Die Another Day, James Bond spends 14 months as a prisoner.
North Korea.
Which country?
North Korea.
North Korea.
Correct for 2 more points. That's a perfect round. Perfect round. All 2 pointers there. 6 questions, 23-11. So late to the party.
Perfection. Play the Mr. Perfect theme. Da da. Da da.
They're doing it together, Mark. I really like it.
Da 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 da.
You can do it together. Yeah.
They might need it.
I like that.
Well done. Well done. Well done.
To quote Steven Tyler in those movies, you're
Big
worthy.
spin
You're
here,
worthy.
Vanessa.
Get up.
Goes around. It's going around.
They're
All
not
right.
worthy.
It's going around.
It's a good spin, and Christian, it's not like they don't have strengths out here in the category, but
Doesn't. You get 2 more spins.
Ooh,
You get
2
2 more
more
spins.
spins.
You get 2 more spins.
They didn't cut that out.
There's a spin.
I guess they couldn't find a spot to cut that out in.
looking for something like maybe a Disney movies, maybe a Spielberg or a comedy.
Well, what is that? Video game movie.
Video games.
A fairly
Video
recent
games.
Do they take?
Take anything that's got Wreck-It Ralph on it.
Contemplating.
It looks
Are they
like
gonna go with it?
It looks like they're gonna.
We're feeling saucy. I think we're going to take it.
Wow.
Yay!
There you go, Mark. You're up.
All right, in the world of video game films.
Nothing about Sonic the Hedgehog, please.
First
God,
choice
that
in
was
the
terrible.
slate, Who stars as the gun for hire known only as Agent 47 in 2007's Hitman?
Timothy Oliphant.
Give him 2 points.
Impressive.
All right, your next question. As you find yourself trailing now by 10. Mike Newell directed what film based on a video game starring Jake Gyllenhaal?
The Prince of Persia.
The Prince of Persia.
It was, in fact, Prince of Persia. For 2 more points. In 1995's Oscar-winning classic Mortal Kombat, after defeating what character did Johnny Cage leave an autographed photo in which he wrote, "To my greatest fan"?
Scorpion.
Goro.
Oh no!
For a big 2-point
Oh
steal
no!
Here. 2 points cannot give you the multiple choice options.
Scorpion.
That's a huge 2-point steal.
Ah.
And so now, late to the party really needs to rebound and get some of these.
They had a nice momentum, and it kind of hurt them there.
Their last 3 questions as we meet the halfway point in their round.
It's like if your video game just reset on you.
Eccentric, wealthy DJ who invites elite drivers to a winner-take-all race in 2014's Need for Speed.
Multiple choice.
Your multiple choice options. Is it A, Jeff Bridges, B, Dominic Cooper, C, Michael Keaton, or D, Rami Malek?
I'll say Rami Malek.
5.
Dominic Cooper.
That is incorrect for another steal this time. Worth a point. Your options are Jeff Bridges, Dominic Cooper, Michael Keaton, or Rami Malek.
5, 4, 3.
We'll say Rami Malek.
Looking for Beetlejuice himself, Michael Keaton.
Oh. Michael Keaton was in a video game movie.
2 questions left. Late to the party. Your penultimate question. Paul W.S. Anderson has directed how many installments of the Resident Evil franchise?
20 seconds.
Directed.
I don't even know how many there's been. Actually, that's not true. They asked a question about how many there was.
5.
4, and I still don't know how many it was.
Can you repeat the question?
Certainly can. Paul W.S. Anderson has directed how many installments of the Resident Evil franchise?
I think there's been 7 films, if I remember the question. As far as this question, I don't know.
Multiple choice.
Is it A1, B3, C4, or D6?
I'll say 3.
5.
4.
They get a point. And they have pulled it within single digits. They trail by 9. Your last question in the world of video game movies. In 2008's neo-noir Max Payne.
Oh.
Who stars alongside Mark Wahlberg as Mona Sachs?
I saw this movie in theaters, and I don't remember.
Mila Kunis.
That's a big 2-point.
Oh, it's Mila Kunis. I mentioned her already.
No, they got themselves out of that for sure, but that you said it earlier.
And I saw that in theaters, and I don't remember that.
Crimson Fury sees himself with 7 points.
Shocking. It was the only time I saw it.
They are going to
Bet you are dumbfounded by that.
Friend, I guess, Tim Franco and Stacey Howard as they get into this round. Mark, how's that work?
Round number 3. Each team is going to give us a series of numbers. These numbers can range from 1 to 20, and the total of numbers we need from each team is 3. Each number corresponds to a different...
5 is right out.
Know-how up here at the answer desk. The first question's worth 2 points.
3 is the number of questions you will be asked. A number of questions you will be asked for is 3.
The team will have to decide amongst themselves which teammate is going to answer that question individually. You may not consult with your teammate for the 2 or the 3-point question, which will be answered by the opposite teammate. You may only collaborate with one another for the 5-point question. There is no stealing, and there's no penalty for missing a question in round number 3. Christian, this will determine the match.
Yes. All right, let's start with Crimson Fury, who sees himself with a big lead here. 3 numbers from 1 to 20.
16, 20.
10, 16, and 20. All right, and now for late to the party.
10, 16, 20.
Can't do that.
Denied. 7, 11, and 9.
I like it.
I like it. Very clever.
I like it.
Very clever. I like it. 7, 11, and 9.
You guys are cute. So cute.
7,
really
11,
cute.
and 9. All right, we're going to start out here with late to the party. We started with number 7. They have 2 JTE rules left. Starting out with biopics. Who's going to take biopics?
Oh, lovely.
I'll take it.
All right. Who played the lead, Idi Amin, in 2006 King of Scotland?
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker.
There you go.
That's correct for 2 points.
Thank you, Hector Navarro.
It's gonna bounce down.
When you said Forrest Whitaker should
Vanessa
be
now
Swamp
has to
Thing.
hit the next question, which is number 11. That's Oscar movies. Oscar movies. All right, here we go. Who won the 1981 Best Oscar?
Best actor.
Sorry. Who won the 1981 Best Actor Oscar after putting on 60 pounds to play the role?
So the film came out in 1980. Yes. To point that out. The ceremony took place in 81.
Marlon Brando.
Can you repeat the question?
Yep, the second one. Who won the 1981 Best Actor Oscar after putting on 60 pounds to play the role?
Marlon Brando. The only one I can think of.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Marlon Brando.
Correct. For Robert De Niro.
Bobby
De Niro.
D, Raging Bull.
All right, so late to
Oh,
the party
that
finds
makes
himself
sense.
in a do-or-die scenario here with their 5-pointer. If they hit it, they tie the game. They hit it, they tie the game. However, if they miss it, Crimson Fury will find themselves with a TKO victory and a victory for corruption with this question here. All right, number 9.
Number nine.
And actresses.
As opposed to non. Where's the category non-famous actors and
Lucille
actresses?
Lesure became famous as what classic Hollywood actress?
Shirley Temple.
5, 4.
Can you repeat the question?
Last one. Lucille Lesure became famous as what classic Hollywood actress?
Shirley Temple.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Gloria Swanson.
And your winners by way of technical knockout, Tim.
I think I'm gonna spew. I'll spew into this. That was a little too much to spew.
Looking for Joan Crawford, the famous actress whose name was originally Lucille Lesure. But look at Crimson Fury, a new team, Christian, and a new force to be reckoned with on the circuit.
Tim Franco, the new crown jewel of corruption. We had another Arizona person there inside of corruption. You got there Mike Kalinowski. Not
That match
today,
sponsored by Arizona Sweet Tea.
Very happy with this victory. I am very curious of how Jen Sturger is the best at getting some of this information out of these.
She's got a lot to unpack here.
Oh man, like what is late to the party thinking
But
right now?
you mean Jen got that information after me? Oh no!
Here we go. Let's get to that interview.
We got $5,000. We got $5,000.
Guys, I don't even think you made gas money out there, let alone $5,000.
Bite me.
Oh, okay. Where do we start with that? First of all, I really thought video games was going to work out for you guys because we haven't really seen that category a lot. So were you surprised at the difficulty of those questions?
Well, the category itself didn't scare us because it hasn't been in the Schmoedown that much. So we figured a little Mario here and there, possibly a Tomb Raider, but yeah, it went a little deeper, and I feel like we did okay with a category that hasn't been seen as much, but at the same time, we learned our lesson from spinning away from something that we kind of know and possibly ending up with something that we don't know at all or opponent's choice.
And I mean, that whole match aside, though, I think the bigger story here is we got to talk about Frank. I mean, we have to talk about Tim Franco. Like, what was going through your head when you saw that he was Stacy's partner?
A lot was going through our head. He was our friend, and he came with us to the Schmoedown, and he betrayed us. We brought him here. Christian found him because he was doing our reactions, and now he's betrayed us and destroyed us.
Yeah, I mean, Sphincter Boy is just like Alan, who ditched us for Encino Man after our first film, and he just ran off for something better. Brendan Fraser, corruption. I know Brendan Fraser and Ken Knapsack, very synonymous, but very upset that he did this to us. Shocked, betrayed. It is awful. And throwing that at us at the same time of having to compete in front of all you beautiful people, it definitely was against us in this match.
I mean, that's just what corruption does, though. They come in, they create chaos and anarchy, and those two bands are not playing at Wayne Stock, so I'm sorry, guys. But all that aside from this wonderful gimmick you guys cooked up for us, you guys have to be feeling pretty bad. You have a long drive back to Arizona. Like, what are you going to do? How does Late to the Party bounce back from this?
A lot of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bounce back.
We bounced back because guess what? It's not the first time we took that long road home after a loss. We will take that road back to come back and take down corruption, or it doesn't matter what stable they cook up or put together, because we're just here to party. And we're going to keep partying, and we're going to bring the party to the Schmoedown, whether it's late, on time, or even ahead of schedule. But we will always party in the Schmoedown.
They're up for a little Bohemian Rhapsody. See, what happened was, Late to the Party is
what the hell is happening, man?
Mike, it worked. It worked.
This is not what we talked about. We were building a faction. We've been friends for years, and you came in and betrayed us. I mean, we did Late to the Party together, and you can't.
Sweet Boy Scout, you got a long way to go. Why don't you just go start hitchhiking right now? Okay, we're talking. Mommy and Daddy are talking, baby.
These are the friends you've chosen.
Rude.
Wow. Okay.
See, what happened was,
here, guys. So,
Rob and Vanessa talked to Chance, and Chance wanted a partner, and they said, "Go get Tim."
Being back in the win column.
That's how it works.
And to finally be able to show the world who your partner is.
Yeah.
Right.
Finally.
What? I have to ask, what made you decide to join corruption?
You know, jokes are fun, costumes are fun, but as everyone saw in my last performance, I'm here to win. So it's time to set aside the jokes and win, and that's what I came here to do. Corruption wants to win. I'm a winner. Let's go.
Yeah. You know, I've had a feeling for months that when me and Tim finally competed together that we were going to get Spinner's Choice. And I was going to give him his moment to shine. We'll give him his favorite category, a really good slice. And he did a perfect round. I knew exactly what was going to happen. I had a really good first round. We effing dominated today, okay?
You guys both had pretty strong first rounds. Not to mention, I just feel like you guys have pretty complementary, strengths when it comes to your play. So
buddy right here.
That's the idea
We
of
good.
making a partner.
We good.
Right.
You want to compliment each other.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so kudos to whoever one of you masterminds put that together. I feel like it had to be on this side of the.
Just say me. It make me feel good.
Keeping with their little Wade's World skit there, the man in the back said everyone attack. It'll turn to a ballroom blitz, and the girl in the corner said, "Oh boy, we want to warn you. It'll turn to a ballroom blitz." You see, you got your little fun and games, and you take your road trips out on the 10 freeway from Arizona, and you stop in Brawley to speak to the mayor of Brawley, and you go to EG's and the gas stations, and you have fun. We're friends on the road, competing in the Schmoedown. You lost, and you keep losing. We reached out to Tim and said, do you want to have fun, or do you want to put your name in the history books as a winner? I think the choice was pretty easy.
All right, guys. So after having your first win, who do you want next?
It's a tough
We haven't
question.
come to that decision yet, but I mean, I think people are going to be running away from us, so we're going to have to force it upon someone, I think.
There's so many losers in the league now. We're just going to have, easy pickings, so.
I'm sure Grace will come up with someone.
Yeah, I mean, Jen, look, I said to Janine, I said to Jay, I've been talking about this for a long time, and did I or did I not deliver? And they absolutely dominated like we knew they would. So whatever's next, we're going to keep dominating.
All right, we're good here. Back to you guys.
You going to catch an Uber home, or?
Late to the party, crashing Crimson Fury's interview after their own and confronting their friend, obviously, and you see the despicable Grace and Ken laughing them off the set. But it was heartbreaking to see, because Late to the Party brought Tim Franco into this league.
Yeah, I think they drove him to the studio today.
Many times. The thing,
And probably Chance too.
He walked out inside of that entrance. That is corruption. That is what corruption does. They do despicable things.
It's a classic tactic to get
They're
in
despicable.
for a match. So late to the party, they're preparing a great intro. They have their mindset. They have some slice on the wheel that they're excited about, possibly spinning. And then you have to deal with this the last second before questions start getting asked. It's a lot to take.
It's a lot to take, but I will also tell you, though, too, the Crimson Fury proved that they are a team to be reckoned with. They've been teasing a tough team. Yep. Well, we got one. And now with that, Crimson Fury puts themselves inside.
I probably shouldn't sit like this. I'll look like Paul Bugs Bunny Oyama.
Potentially rise up the ranks here too. Unreal.
Not quite sure what that was.
And we are excited to see what you guys thought. Go ahead and comment. Did you think it was gonna be the Tank? Did you think
I did.
Be the one that did it? Did you think that he could have done that to his friends? Do you think that they have a chance to make it up the ranks and challenge for those titles?
We certainly did not think about it. And when you look at Crimson Fury now as a team, I don't think we've seen the full display of their arsenal because Tim Franco spun James Bond for round number 2. That's one of his strengths. But I think that him and Stacy have a lot of complementary knowledge. They each know a lot about a lot of different categories. So like some of the best teams we've seen in the history of the movie Trivia Schmoedown Team Division, I think that they can go a long way. They dropped 25 without having to answer a question in round number 3. That's impressive.
It was impressive, and you see that swagger back by Stacy now, too. She had that rough match against Janine, but she's back. She played very well in that first round, and now she is super excited to get that win under her belt. It looks like Corruption made the right call by bringing the Tank in here, too. But we are now going to just see what this team can do. Mark, thank you so much for being here and doing everything that
I actually live at the studio.
You do.
Oh, do you?
Guys, right there.
Please make sure if you're not already joined to the Patreon, please do that.
Well, that means I guess you're paying the rent then.
Get new belts, do all these wonderful things. Thank you guys for everything that you have done in the past for us. Join the Facebook group. Go on over there. You can download us on audio. Everything that you want to do to get this show, you can do it. Thank you so much. For Mark Ellis, I'm Christian Harloff. See you next time.
Sit. Do it. Stop. Oh no, man. I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm out of here.
What do you mean you're done?
The people here are monsters, man. Like, I don't know how anyone's supposed to make it in this league. Like,
why do you care about the people? Are you here for the people or are you here for yourself?
Dude, they booed me on my birthday.
Who cares? Are you here to win fans or are you here to win matches and titles?
I'm here for a belt, but I don't think it's gonna happen at this point. Not with the way.
If you want to win, I think I know a guy. It's me. Come on. Oh. Let's make it happen.
Yeah?
I mean, if you want to sit here and cry all day.
What's going on with you two? What are you, like, hanging out in alleys?
You know they got a conference room in there.
You were out here.
Yeah, but I was making a call. Point is, what do you hear? I hear y'all
Oh,
yelling.
random car.
Truth is, I can get things done in this league, okay? Nobody in this league has any class except for me. I can get things done. And I like you guys. You don't give a shit about nothing, obviously. You dress like the Mortal Kombat outfit. I like that. You're just pissed off and weird. But I like that. I can use that. So what I'm willing to do, first of all, you know who I am, right? Kaiser. Yeah. I managed to smash her, the next IG champion.
Sure. What can you do for us?
Maybe I can get you a match.
If you can get us a match, I don't see a problem with that.
I don't know, man. Look at this guy. What is this guy's deal? Where did this guy come from?
Wearing a Coke ripoff shirt.
He came from in there where he can get us a match.
Let me tell you something. I just might be willing to hip pocket you two knuckleheads.
What does that mean?
What it means is I'd be willing to give you a tryout. Okay? Maybe I get you a match, train you a little bit, see how it goes. Hip pocket. I ain't signing you. I'm just taking a shot on you.
A match is a match. Do you want to play or do you want to whine and kick?
I want to win. Are we gonna win?
You think about it. Give me a call.
Are we gonna win?
Do you want to win?
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
All right, let's do this.
Thank you, Eric and Paul and Kaiser and Mark and Christian and Stacy and Tim and Grace and Jen and Ken and Chance and Robert and Vanessa and all the other people that came out during late to the party's entrance. That was a lot of people. So yeah, the reveal was very well done. However, as I said, the one little nitpick that I'll say about that, they did the whole, Beast music, but it's like what I'm going to assume is going to happen when the public sees it. I don't think anybody is going to buy that because the announcers did not sell that whatsoever. That it was actually Bibiani. Like it's like supposed to be a big tease that, oh my God, they got William the Beast Bibiani, and like the announcers just they did not sell that whatsoever. But the reveal, they sold that as a big reveal. So they made up for it. I'll give them that. So let's talk about a couple things. First, the pre thing, the pre promo. Chance versus Emma. I think they teased something else before that, so I'm not entirely sure what that's going to lead to. I think there's something maybe a little out of place there, but we'll see how that goes. The match itself, very competitive after round one. I believe it was tied, if I remember correctly. And then just one of those cases, spinner's choice. It changed the game. It changed the outcome. Tim got Bond and ran away with it and just created an insurmountable odd to come back. So that's unfortunate. Would have been nice to see maybe Robert and Vanessa get a different category. Maybe they'd done a little bit better in. Maybe it could have made it a little bit closer. Maybe it would have been interesting to see if Tim and Stacy had to answer a question or two in round 3, how that could have turned out. So now we go to where Tim and Stacy are going to go. I think the next step they're going to do is they're going to wait until Janine and Ethan have their match, so that they're both 1-0, and then they can have their match together. As far as who I think Janine and Ethan would play, that's kind of interesting, because really all the teams have kind of already had matches already. The only team that really is kind of left out of all of them is the Paddington 2, because they're 1-1. Atchity and Duraldi, they haven't played in a while in teams. They were in the free-for-all, so they've been around, so I'm sure they are still interested in playing. So maybe it's going to be Janine and Ethan versus the Paddington 2, if they can win, or if Janine and Ethan get that win, and then maybe it's Time Machine Crimson Fury. As far as the post credit scene, well, it looks like that the World's Finest is in fact not getting back together, so that's kind of a bummer. Unfortunately, this probably means that Winston is pretty much done, because it doesn't seem like there's any future on the horizon there. It doesn't look like they're going to do anything where Eric's going to apologize to Winston. It looks like he's still going to play a bit of a heel out of all this, but I'm relieved that they're not going to have him go in the singles route, because, like I said, the free-for-all did not do him any favors and was not going to help him long haul. I think him getting in a team was probably the best overall solution. He can probably still have an Intergeekdom match or two. Paul Yama would not have been my first choice. I wouldn't have ever thought of Paul. Honestly, it just never would have struck me as a guy that would be doing teams. So who would they play first? That's another interesting question. Maybe they'll play the Scream Queens. That might be interesting. They haven't played in a while. They played at the Throwdown. So that's been, I guess, a couple months back. Yeah, that probably sounds about right. Eric and Paul playing Scream Queens. That probably makes the most sense. Get Scream Queens back in and get Eric and Paul a decent opponent for a debut match. So there, I just pitched a couple of matches. Yay me! So I like the direction that everything went. That's a big thumbs up. Good quality all around for this video. Definitely looking forward to seeing how everything goes from here. So that's going to do it for this edition of JTH Reacts to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. Always watch the content first. It is the right thing to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe to their content and to mine as well, if you so choose to do. Follow me on social media on Twitter at WWEJTH1. I post almost all my reactions to that page when I can remember. And join all the official Movie Trivia Schmoedown content as they alluded to in the video. The Facebook page, the Twitter page at the Schmoedown. Join the official Movie Trivia Schmoedown website, triviasd.com. Become a Patreon if you can. It goes a long way. And the Discord group to the Patreon supporters, where you can communicate with people within the group and along with some actual players. So that's all well and good. So on Friday, maybe I'll just wear this shirt again because we got an Inner Geekdom match. Kevin the Smasher Smets, who was mentioned in the post-credit scene, is finally getting the match that he has wanted for quite some time. He will get the former Inner Geekdom champion Hector Navarro, who will try to get back on the winning ways since losing his Inner Geekdom title. So that's going to be a very interesting match. So we'll find out who comes on top then. So until then, I'm JTH. Thank you for watching, and I bid you adieu.